Over by the artwork drawers is my iPad lockbox. Inside the lockbox is where I keep all of our iPads under lock and key. When you're taking these out, you got to be very careful. These plugs are very fragile. You don't want to yank at them. You just want to hold very carefully right at the white part and just pull directly out. In order to take it out, my best suggestion, lift from one corner and then pull out. When you open up the iPads, you're going to be greeted with tons of different apps. The only one that we're concerned about right now is the Artsonia app. It looks like a little splatter painting on a rainbow background. When you tap on that, you're going to be greeted with several different options. Obviously, you're not a teacher and you're not a parent, you're a student, so you're going to want to tap on the student. Now, we're going to be using the QR code that I have posted up on my main whiteboard for you to scan. So, here's the QR code that I have posted on my whiteboard. So, I'm going to try to do this double-handed, but as you can see on my iPad, I have this little button, and I'm going to use that QR code. And you're going to try to line that up with the QR code right there. Oh, great. It scanned it and it brought up Greenbrier Elementary School. Correct. So I'm going to tap on the green button from there. Now, when you're doing your name, it might be easier for you to, you could just type in your name and you could find it based on maybe your grade level and which one you are. However, if you're not quite sure, I actually like to go to List All, figure out which grade level that you're in, and then from there, pick which classroom teacher you're in. So I'm in Mr. Kramer's class, and down at the bottom, say for instance you're Russell, so I'm going to tap on Russell. And now it's time to start to add artwork. So up in the upper right hand corner is add artwork. Now here are all of the different projects that I have currently added on the website, and we need to make sure that we put it in the correct gallery. So it all depends on which grade level. It helps to figure out which grade level that you're in first, and then you can find the gallery from there. So we're in 5th grade, and we just completed a project on 2-point perspective. So then I would obviously tap on 2-point perspective. Okay, so let's go ahead and start taking a picture of your artwork. This is actually my demonstration, so yours may or may not look quite like this, but that's okay. I have placed mine on the floor because I find that standing above it to take a picture of it actually makes the picture look a little bit more square. If you do it on your table, sometimes it turns out a little crooked. So mine's on the floor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my iPad, and what I like to do is since it's landscape, I'm going to twist the iPad so it's a little bit more horizontal. I'm going to make sure that it's zoomed in. I'm going to get a little bit closer. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to tap to focus. Do you see that little flashing square? And I'm going to press the white button to take a picture. All right. So mine still turned out a little bit trapezoidal. So I'm going to crop this. There are 2 different options for cropping. This one right here, where it looks like a square, is good if you know exactly that it's going to be square or rectangular. But since mine's a little trapezoidal and it's a little bit wider on one end, if you use that option, look how much is getting actually cut off. So that may not be the best option. So for this case, I like to use the magnet tool so I can stretch my corners to the proper corner like this. And it has a nifty little magnifying glass so that you can see exactly where it's going to go. And when I hit the word next up in the upper right hand corner, it will compensate, crop out the background and compensate it so that it ends up being a little bit more rectangular. Down at the bottom you have some options. You can do this magic wand tool that auto corrects the coloring. Sometimes it overcorrects it too much, so some people actually like to prefer to use the sliders to manually correct the coloring, the contrast, and the brightness. When you're done, go ahead and press submit up at the top. It's going to upload it to Artsonia. Give it a title. Any title will do. A short little 2-3 word to describe what the picture is about would do. So I'm going to call this Red Buildings. Sometimes people describe what the concept was. So this was 2-point perspective. You can name it that too. I don't care. If you like the title, go ahead and press submit. If you don't like the title, you can X out and type something new. Or if you type something and you're like, I like it now, but I'm not sure if I will like it in the future, I might want to go back and edit it, then press save instead. But I actually like my title, Red Buildings, Red Building, actually. Take the S away and submit. Next page. And the last step is to create something called an artist statement. An artist statement gives your parents or whoever is looking at your artwork online an idea of what this project was about. So I usually have some questions that I want you to add to answer. So remember to answer all your questions in complete sentences and answer these questions down below. So all you need to do is tap on here, and you don't have to number it 1 through 4. You can just write it as a paragraph and just go from one question to the next. How is 2-point perspective different from 1-point perspective? Answer that. Blah, 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 blah. And then when you're done, let me just type something in the meantime. When you're done, you can either hit save if you want me to check it over, or you can press submit. So that, my friends, is how you publish to Artsonia. So say, for instance, you're done publishing and you're done putting away the iPad. What do you do next? Well, I might recommend you might want to take a look at this orange poster right here that gives you some ideas for extra art activities if you finish early. And that poster is also located in 2 other places. Right above my 2 paper towel dispensers right over there. So that will give you some things to do if you still have an extra 5 minutes left in the period. Otherwise, thanks for listening and happy creating, and I can't wait to see all your stuff that you've published to your digital portfolios on Artsonia. See you later.